Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Streets Talk Daily, episode 1. And I'm joined by my brother, Big Mons. Chat to them, man.
Yeah, how's it going? Just
Yeah,
here.
man. Mm.
Been a long time since I've been on one of these chats, so yeah, let's get going.
Yeah, bud, we're going to chat, bro. But we'll just quickly look at what these games was hoping for upset today. Man United, unsuccessful hate along.
I didn't even watch the
Hey,
game. I didn't watch the
yeah,
game.
but
I think I tuned
to,
in for about 5 minutes just before Ganacho and Ahmad came on. And I was just like,
yeah,
I just said, you know what? I'm probably gonna watch the highlights. So I didn't watch it then.
nah,
What,
I
2-0
hear
win?
it. Yeah, man, 2-0 win, to be fair. Mainoo, more the star of the show.
I
Got a
saw that.
goal, got an assist.
Okay.
He done a little thing. First half was dead. That was
Well,
dead.
it's about time. He's been, let's be real. He's been underperforming this season. Yeah, a lot of it's down to the fact that how he's still young, and the people that he should be looking up to ain't
Yeah.
performing. And there's difficulty around Man United. You get me? So I get it,
Yeah.
but that still doesn't stop the fact that he's been underperforming. You get me?
Yeah. Nah, he's
Whatever way you
definitely.
look at it. So
Yeah,
he needs
because today,
to get on track. So good for him. You get me?
today obviously he played in a little new position. They played him the 2 10s behind flipping Hoyland. So yeah, but it was further forward and he looked like he was a bit of a player, bruv, to be fair, bruv. Yeah, bruv. That's more back to the old Kobbie Mainoo, you get me? That's
You know
that's
what?
what it would that's
I
what he
didn't.
looked at, man.
Yeah,
Mm.
I've seen Kobbie Mainoo a few times. He's a tidy footballer. Like whenever I ask Man United supporters where do they see him the most,
Mm.
I have a few that say, like I've had a few that said number 10.
Mm. Yeah.
Have you heard
You,
that? Or was it just me?
yeah, I have heard it still, because it's like sometimes the defensive duties,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not
No, don't get
really
me wrong.
like he's not
Defense,
natural.
no, absolutely. But I mean, a 10. Man didn't even
That's where
say an 8.
mm,
Man didn't even say an
mm.
8 or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Like be a bit of a box to box or whatever you're attacking from deep. Man said a 10. Like he might be tidy on the ball, but he ain't techie
yeah.
like that.
Mm. Boy, that's
Don't
where
get me
he
wrong. I'm
played
not saying
today.
no.
Mm.
No, hear this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all teams have to have that real technical player in number 10. Remember, you
Yeah.
got Bayern Munich. They got Muller. More
Mm.
time in the number 10 these days.
Yeah.
You get me? So
He ain't gonna score them goals.
you get what I mean. So
Mm.
yeah, I get it. Don't get me wrong. With a lot of these young players, you can play them in multiple positions,
Mm.
and
Yeah,
that's the good
that's
and that's
true.
the good thing. But where you see him on a long-term basis, like to say that's his position,
Mm.
I would give him an 8 still.
Yeah. I'd probably say that a bit of the box to box role. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
what I'd say.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. You get me? Does he
Yeah,
have the
but
leg? I don't know. I haven't. He doesn't look like that sort of athletic type in a weird way to
mm,
me.
I know what you mean.
He doesn't.
He
He
just
doesn't look
like
like he covers ground. Like I don't. Yeah, yeah. That
he's
maybe
like a
that's because
strong
I don't see a
runner,
lot of
but
him. Yeah, I don't
mm,
see a lot of him. But from what I've seen, maybe it's the way he plays. He uses the ball more than his athleticism
yeah.
because he knows how to manipulate the ball better. You get me? There's some players that don't need to run if they don't have to. You get me?
Mm,
Going to the goal that he scored today, it obviously goes to show that he does have legs
mm.
to get onto the end of things. So
Exactly. Yeah. No,
So yeah. So boy, only time will tell. Anyway, what? How old is he?
that's what I'm saying. He's young, man. I think 19, maybe
Oh,
20.
is he? Okay, as young
Yeah,
as yeah.
he's young, man. So he's got time to develop, innit?
Mm,
So we're going to see anyway, man. We're
come.
going to see. But yeah, so that's kind of for Man United. Uh, Tottenham 3-0. Big Ange. He's not getting the sack just yet, but
Mm.
boy,
Well,
it's
I think
yeah,
in a sense it was. I won't say routine win, but you would expect Tottenham to win it, although you would expect Tottenham to be Spursy. Like you wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham was just Spursy, and you'd be like,
yeah,
"Cha."
yeah.
but
No, that's
but let's
facts.
but put all that aside. With the players that they got, you should be winning that game. I know
Yeah,
they
no,
played. I know they keep playing them young players, but yeah, Bergval, these guys there. I don't know if they played, but they're good players. I know they had a guy that scored for them. He's new. My man just played
yeah.
him. Am I right? I swear I
Mikey
saw him.
Moore and then the other one, there was the next
Mm,
kid I think
mm,
that scored as
mm.
well.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, man.
And he's only just recently. So yeah, so I know they're having to use young. I know Finn came back. Van der Veen came back.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's a
So
bonus for them still, yeah.
that was a big bonus for them. So he's gonna be gone soon, but let me not start with that.
Yeah, that's
If
what
he
I'm saying,
continues
man.
being at the levels
Yeah,
that he's in,
yeah, nah,
it's either
facts,
him or
Carl.
Saliba. It's either him or Saliba, fam. You take Van der
No,
Ven, fam.
but they're
Take
saying that. What are you talking about? Real Madrid?
yeah, fam. But whisper that, bro.
No,
Don't say that too loud. They
the
might be
talk was
listening.
more that they're looking at Romero, cause I
Yeah,
don't know.
because right now, obviously, because right now Arsenal's got a stronghold on their assets, but that only
Yeah,
lasts so long. You know what I mean?
no, facts,
Money
man.
talks after a while as well.
Gotta
If they want to
stop.
slap down, and remember, come on. All jokes aside, Real Madrid will slap a 1 million down for Saliba, bang, if they really needed him.
Mm, no, facts.
That's
Bruv.
£1 million worth player there, fam.
Mm,
Defender.
yeah,
You won't bat
they,
an
bruv.
eyelid, fam, if you got him for 100 million.
Mm,
No one won't bat an eyelid if Real Madrid bought Saliba for 100 million and he performs like how he's been performing for Arsenal.
yeah, no, it'll be forgotten. What? Probably get like 2 Champions Leagues, couple La Ligas. Yeah, bruv. That's a nightmare scenario, man. We don't want to hear about that. Go and get Romero. Hey, Real Madrid, if you're listening, go and get Romero. He's better than Saliba. Go, please, go and
Yeah.
get him.
Imagine they got the both of them somehow.
Hey, more time, bye.
Real Madrid have a Tottenham defense, fam.
Yeah, but that even segues us into the next group of games, man. Champions League yesterday.
Yeah,
Our boys, we can get them out of the way first. Our boys secured our third place qualification. What that means is apparently the draw's looking like, I think it's Feyenoord, PSV,
Juventus.
AC, and Juventus. I believe that's our possible opponents.
Yeah,
But
who would you take out of all three? I mean, four.
it's got to be PSV or Feyenoord, man. Uh,
PSV. PSV was they the team that just played Liverpool recently?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fam, did I just see the video? Was that real?
What when he where he kicked my man in his
No,
that
no, no,
red
no.
card,
Not
not
even
that
that,
one.
fam. Not even that. When they were doing all the olays and all tricks and that, fam. No
Ah,
look pass near the end.
I I can't even. I'm pleading the fifth. I don't even know. I don't even know. That's usually something that I would have known. But the only one I saw is when the defender came on and get sent off in 8 minutes. What a debut for that kid, man.
Is that when he kicked him in the balls?
Yeah, but
Uh,
hey, like if they asked him, what would your dream debut be? That would be the furthest thing away from him. Hell no. Hell no. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
no,
And
true,
then
true,
they
true.
lost, but obviously they are top
But they're
team.
through anyway. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I'm saying.
exactly.
First
All jokes
position.
aside, they're through. So it is what it
Mm,
is, isn't it? They played a couple young youths, let them run around, do their thing. You get me? Whoever passes for them to get into the team. Whoever don't pass goes back into the under 21. Simple. You get me? So,
yeah, no
um,
facts.
yeah. So, but yeah, going back to Arsenal, good win. Um,
Mm,
yeah, it could have been a bit more comfortable than it could have if I was being highly critical. But
yeah.
give
Mm,
it that we rotated a lot. Um, yeah, we rotated a lot, and the back line was kind of lopsided in a way anyway. You have
yeah,
Partey there.
yeah,
You have Kivior and Gabriel, which is a solid back line because with Gabriel, with anyone, is solid enough. You get me? But
mm.
be it that Partey's there, that hinders the back line a bit more now.
Yeah,
And Calafiori, no good, but
yeah,
I think Calafiori, because I think that how he's forward thinking quite a lot, it then
yeah, yeah.
hinders the back line a bit more as well now. You get
He
what I mean?
actually,
So
he actually played the play offside, onside, bruv.
look at that. So that just kind of proves my point in a sense that how so it was a bit rocky at times. We had to get the
Yeah.
penalty to get the goal, which I
Oh,
think should have put the goal in the back of the net through open play at least. Um,
yeah. So no,
um,
no, no. We're not gonna skip over that bit. So we have to talk about that penalty. Raheem Sterling got given a gift. It was a gift from his teammates, and it's just not going for him, is it?
I was hoping you didn't go down that road, honestly, because like I said, I've said it plenty of times. Well, I've said it in recent times that Sterling, I'm not even mad no more. Like I'm not
Mm,
even mad no more. Like he's cool. Like I'm cool. I'm cool with
yeah,
him. If I saw him, cool, cool. Do your thing,
yeah,
fam. Do your thing. Because you know what happened, yeah? If I had to give him any credit, if I had to just squeeze 1 ounce of like, is he's busy.
mm,
Like he's getting around. Like I'm telling him release the ball, but he doesn't want to release the ball because he's trying to get himself into
yeah,
to
yeah.
Sterling mode.
Some rhythm, yeah,
Yeah, he's trying to. So there's times where he could have done a 1-2 pass, but he's doing too much. You get me? And it's mad when you're thinking he's doing too much because he does too much, but he's doing so little.
That
Like he's
it's
ineffective.
sad, man. It's painful. Yeah,
Like
I feel sorry for him, man.
like he's fully ineffective. Like he doesn't offer anything, and it's sad to say that because I'm watching him, and he's got the ball and he's zipping around. You get me? He's
Mm,
in and out. He's in and out. But I'm thinking he's looking kind of techie and fast. And don't get me wrong, he's jinked a couple man, but then he's I don't know. He's like his trajectory now is just off now. He's not a killer no more. And I think that's what Sterling was before. Remember, Sterling was never cute in
mm,
football. He was a killer in the box,
yeah,
in there, bow. Sometimes you'll get the little cut in,
very
shoot, bang.
instinctive.
But
He's an
but he was
instinctive
instinctive.
finisher.
Yeah. He was an instinctive finisher. But now because he doesn't have that turn of pace no more, and these left
Yeah,
and right backs are fast now. You get me?
mm,
Man, them are fast,
yeah,
fam.
man.
You get
No, it's
what I mean,
true.
fam? Like, yeah, these men are fast now, fam, and they're big as well. These remember, a lot of right backs and left backs were like centre backs prior.
Yeah. When you're coming
Most
up
now,
against these players
yeah,
bigger and
exactly.
stronger than you.
So they're big
Yeah.
and stronger than you, and if they're fast as well, fam, he's having a hard time. He's realizing that because so now Sterling's got to reinvent himself, but um remember, he wasn't a fox in the box. He got onto things last minute. Like you said, instinctive. He don't have that
Yeah.
zipper pace no more. So man get there
Mm,
before him. So he's trying to zip
mm.
around and everything. But he look at that. He never had a great shot on him. When like what did Real? correct me if I'm wrong. Did he have bangers from outside the box on a regular basis?
No, sometimes like he looks all right when he takes free kicks. I remember he scored one for Chelsea in that last season, and he, he takes a good free kick. But yeah, man, I don't know,
Because you
man.
know what happened here. The reason why, if I had to be bad, the reason why, like I say, I can't give him the benefit of the doubt because he had a pre-season. He had a good pre-season. He said,
Mm,
and from all accounts, the manager was talking up about him about pre-season, and I'm
mm,
relying on him. Why do you think he fell aggrieved afterwards?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
he was
yeah.
thinking, hold on, you said you needed me. All of a sudden, you're saying I'm not part of your plans no more.
Mm,
But
mm,
that
mm,
manager obviously saw something, fam. He probably was watching Sterling in pre-season doing his thing, banging a couple goals against the pre-season teams. But you know when someone looks like they're playing to their maximum and they're
yeah,
just about getting something out of it. They,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the perfect way to describe him, man.
he was
I
playing
can't
to his
disagree more.
maximum, and the manager
Mm,
was thinking, "Wait, hold on 1 second. Bro, this guy's in preseason. Yeah, he's trying to impress me. Yeah, which is good. And like, obviously, you go into preseason to impress, but like he's playing to his maximum. And he's just about getting a little goal or a little assist in preseason. And that so they're weighing it up, thinking. So imagine in the Prem
mm,
now, where the levels are even more higher. He's
yeah,
gonna he's gonna struggle.
no, facts. He
He's gonna
definitely
struggle.
did. He
He's gonna
definitely.
struggle. Yeah, and look at that. So
Mm,
I kind of have to give my micro, but don't get me wrong. It it's easy for me to say, oh, we couldn't. There's probably people out there, but we had to get a quick stopgap. You know the ones there, and if it had to be
yeah.
Sterling, it's Sterling. You get what I mean?
Mm,
The
mm,
one
mm.
thing I could say is at least he's busy, fam, and hopefully that this keeps up, fam. As long as you could keep helping your what's he? As long as he keep helping the left or right back, whichever wing he
Yeah.
plays on
Mm.
in his defensive duties, then
Listen, that's how low the levels have dropped, man.
that's how
But
it's just gonna have to
mm,
be, fam. Just keep busy, keep busy. Like I'll even shout it, fam, when I go to the game. Keep busy, bro. Yeah,
mm.
just
Yeah, man, I hear you, man. But yeah, bruv, we kind of bruv. So, bruv, we won that game. Calm. I didn't ask you who would you prefer for the next round.
So what did we say? You had PSV.
PSV, Feyenoord, um, AC
Uh,
Milan, and
yeah, it'll
Juventus.
probably be our PSV final. Maybe it happen final.
Yeah, man. Why not,
We,
man?
we do good against them Dutch teams. Yeah. Well, PSV, what Dutch as well? No.
Yeah, Dutch as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
two Dutch, two
What?
Italians. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, man. So, bruv, somehow Arsenal were second favourites with the bookies. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how
second
far
favorite
we're
for
gonna get.
Champions League.
Yeah, couldn't believe
Well,
it, mate. Yeah,
yeah, I don't know about that, but
that's how I
yeah,
say that. I don't know
yeah,
about that either. I feel like the bookies are just English. It's English
yeah, yeah,
people.
yeah,
Just
yeah. I
you
don't know
get
about
me
that.
supporting
Yeah,
their club, man.
there's the reason why I don't know about that as an Arsenal fan. There's nothing that says otherwise.
Yeah,
You get what I mean? Like what makes Arsenal the second favourites to
nothing.
win the Champions League when we just about got half the players that most of these top teams have at the
Mm,
moment, fam. A couple of our players are injured, but even with a full squad, our first 11 and a few of our defenders are the best players we got. Beyond that, it's just we need players. We
yeah,
don't have none.
yeah,
You get what I mean? Where
yeah, man.
Liverpool, they
When
got a good bench. They got a solid bench. They could rotate Gakpo and Diaz
yeah,
and
Nunes.
what's it, Nunes and what's his name, Jota.
Yeah, they got a few.
You get what I mean? Like there's players that could fill in. They got what's his name again? The two English boys,
Jones and
Jones
Elliot.
Jones and Elliot. They got a few guys. What's his name again? My man from Argentina.
McAllister. Yeah.
Come on, and Sablozlai.
Mm. Yeah, they're actually the first favorite. So my question is, what? Is the quad on for Liverpool? Is the quad on?
Boy, you know what happened? Yeah, in a mad way, it's funny how Liverpool's going through all of this whole season doing it quietly.
Mm,
People talk about Liverpool, but I think it's because the majority. Maybe it's because we're coming from a London perspective. It seems like
mm,
all the focus is on Arsenal or Man United.
mm,
That people are forgetting about what Liverpool are up to, fam. Half the time,
yeah,
you can't forget about it because they're there. Every time you talk about who you have to catch, Liverpool's name you have to say. But
mm,
beyond that, no one really talks about Liverpool thereafter.
mm, yeah.
And maybe it's because
No,
there's nothing to talk about. They got the team. You get me?
yeah,
They don't
just
need to
doing
make
the
no
job.
signings. You don't hear no talk about them needing to make no signings. You just hear little news and that about them trying to go in for a midfielder and so on and so forth. But you're gonna get that. All top teams are going for players every window. You get what I mean?
Mm,
So, but overall, if they don't get the player, no one's gonna say Liverpool needed a player.
yeah. No,
They they they
no.
they got a solid squad.
Yeah, they do.
So
Probably,
the
yeah.
answer to that is if they could keep their whole team fit, then why not? And that would be mad. That's mad for me to say, but it's like if they're performing like they're performing in the Premier League right now, where it looks like no team can't beat them, and they're first in the Champions League, you put that together, and you're
Mm,
like, well, they're basically saying that first place in the Premier League is no fluke because they're first in the Champions League.
yeah. No,
So
facts,
what?
facts, facts.
So
Yeah.
so 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 why not?
Yeah, no, for real. Why
Who's
not,
Liverpool
fam?
got? Who would Liverpool have? Liverpool. I think I saw it, and Liverpool's got a few. I think they got
I think
PSG.
PSG was in there, no?
Yeah, PSG was in there. PSG was in
Yeah.
there.
Mm,
I don't know the three other teams.
yeah, nah. I see next side was like Atlanta or Dortmund, but I think that's for Barcelona potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Well,
City.
Man City will potentially have Bayern Munich or Real Madrid.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
City
mm,
were looking like they were in trouble,
yeah.
but they pulled it out the bag. They pulled out the bag,
Which
three
we all knew,
one.
which we all knew that
But
was gonna happen. Like,
but this
yeah,
is the
when I
thing,
heard
like,
1-0, the first thing I said to Fred when he said 1-0, I said before it was 1-0 was City on top. He said
mm,
City was dominating. I said, okay, that's all I needed to hear. They will win. Because it
yeah,
ain't like they will be playing a strong team anyway. So it was a
mm,
thing where that goal was a counter attack. And when I watched it, it was exactly that. I didn't even have
yeah,
to watch the game. I didn't watch the game. I just said it would have been one of them ones where it was a lap of concentration from Man City, and it was either a counter attack or something like a corner or something like that, and it bubbled off and someone scored. Yeah, or a
mm,
little quick little, like every team has someone that's techie in their team, and
yeah,
someone just
yeah,
does a
yeah. Just
madness
the
out of
one,
nowhere.
just drops the shoulder, whips one top bins, no problem.
Exactly. But I said no. If you telling me that City's rocky, then okay, maybe
Mm,
this team is on top. But from when Random said no, City's been on top from start to even when that team
finish, yeah.
scored the goal. Yeah. It was a matter of time,
Only a
really.
matter of time for
It was
real,
a
man.
it was a matter of time. It was just how many. Honestly,
So,
yeah, I knew they was gonna score a few goals. Yeah, that,
mm,
that was, yeah, no. I know Man
so
City's been in a bad patch, but
yeah,
this wasn't gonna be one of their. It wasn't gonna be.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So obviously, Pav, we could talk about the Champions League. There's still a long way to go. The usual suspects, Real Madrid's, Inter Milan's, there's gonna be Bayern Munich's, Barcelona, they're all gonna be there in the
yeah.
mix, but it's gonna be interesting to see how the new format plays a part in the
Yeah.
Champions League.
How
That's
you
what
finding this
oh,
new form? How you finding it?
yeah, I think it's good, man. Obviously, two more extra games, but yeah, I guess this is how football's heading, isn't it? You need a
Yeah.
strong squad so you
Mm,
can at least compete on all fronts, and that kind of ties into
mm.
Arsenal in the transfer market.
Mm.
What is going on? What
Oh,
is
okay.
going on? Ollie
Okay.
Watkins.
The question is who's your pick? Um, um, Obviously it's easy you just say Isaac, but okay, in reason, like
I got
Arsenal could go
Osimhen.
for them now.
Mm.
Who's your pick?
Osimhen or Gyökeres.
Mm,
just go get them. Like
mm,
maybe Osimhen, to be fair. I don't know. Like,
mm,
yeah. I'm
mm,
happy with either one. If
mm,
I heard tomorrow Arsenal's activated the release clause, I'd say, well
mm,
done, you're finally
mm,
trying to be a serious football club. But
mm.
we're never serious. Now we've bidded 60 million for Ollie
For what?
Watkins.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna get this? Do you think this is PR? What do you think this is?
You know what? I was trying to figure out many different ways of why it it could be something different to what is in your face, and that's bidding 60 million for Ollie Watkins. I was thinking, is this some type of PR thing for something else to ricochet and get moving
Mm,
for them to get what they really want? Because I know there's a lot of that in football now, especially with the PR thing.
yeah, yeah,
So I know
yeah.
there's a lot of like
So,
pretending, and
yeah,
yeah,
there's propaganda, man. That's
yeah,
what it is,
yeah.
man.
Look at that. So it's getting like that because certain men don't want to overspend because of the PR thing. Certain men can't overspend, but they need it now. They can't wait. And that, remember back in the day, you didn't have to wait. You just slap down 100 mil and just say,
Yeah.
"Bang, yeah, that's me." But you know that's got now. You know, you slapping 100 million has got a ricochet effect onto the next
Mm,
window, regardless of if the money's there or not.
yeah.
You get
No
what I mean?
facts,
So
man.
that's how it
Yeah, no
is, fam. The
facts.
money's there, but it's whether the PR lets you use it. So I get it. It's annoying, and that's why certain fans sometimes needs to kind of remember that that's just how it is now. So as much as we could bark at, but then obviously on the football front, we know that how we've had opportunities to buy a striker,
Mm.
and it hasn't come yet. And is it because Arteta or the board wants their number one target and they're not going to sway from that? Or because
Yeah,
what I see Arsenal do in recent years, which I hope they don't fall back into that, because they've been doing good in recent times in their
yeah.
signings, in
Mm.
regards to Timber, Calafiori. Calafiori was a Stardust signing, and when I say Stardust, we didn't okay, we kind of do need him because let's forget like Lewis Skelly was even around. So
Mm.
yeah, so he was a need. He was a need. So I give him that. So forget
He,
about that. He was
yeah.
a need.
He
But
looks like he looks like different.
Arsenal on the board have been doing recently good in regards to being aggressive in the market, like they like to
Mm.
put it, and getting the Timbers and the Calafuries and this and that. But right now, I feel like they're falling back into their old self, where they want to get who they want, and when they don't get it, they end up panicking and getting these little stopgaps all the time.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know how mad that is that you should say that? You know when you're saying that, my head just keeps ringing on to names from the past.
Mm.
Higuain,
Mm,
Higuain,
mm, mm, mm,
Benzema,
mm, mm,
Draxler. Do you remember
mm.
these
Yeah.
names? We were linked with these man for like
Mm,
5 years.
mm, mm,
Draxler,
mm,
bruv,
mm.
bruv. So we're going back, we're reverting to type where we just, I don't know, like you say, if we're not gonna get number one, it seemed like it was Sheshko.
Mm, mm,
Then they said it's
mm.
Isak,
Yeah, because I just
and
can't
then
see. I can't see the understand. Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
Nowadays, a lot of these players they're fit, so they keep up with their fitness. They're healthy. 29 years old, Ollie Watkins. It's not that old, but 60 mil plus, and maybe even and let's say I heard rumors that they might even go for another bid. So let's say if it goes up north of 75, you're playing 75 for a player that's semi-prolific. He's not that prolific. He's had one or two kind of prolific seasons, but he's
mm,
in the bracket of the top misses in with the strikers. Yeah, he could just be like that for this season, but you could refine that in a better team of Arsenal.
mm,
This and that. At 29, man ain't trying to refine that. You should be what you are. You get me? You should be
mm.
the finished article in a sense. Not saying you
But
can't blossom in latter years, but man,
yeah,
yeah, that's a risk that is
but
Arsenal
yeah,
willing to take with big money
do
because
you think that he
you give them
fits
three,
the
4
way
year.
we? Do you think he fits the way we play quickly? Like because you know Villa, a lot of the goals you see they've played it in behind for Watkins. Do you think that
I
against all
think
these low
I
blocks will
think he
work?
I think Ollie Watkins is one thing I'll give Ollie Watkins credit about. I think he will be able to, he can adapt to his game to play
Mm,
how we play. I believe he can do the drop off and do the little 1-2 and then go in behind. And that might
mm,
even work out for someone like Saka, where he knows that my man's gonna do a 1-2 and my man just Saka gives him a nice, or Odegaard gives him a nice little diagonal ball over the top. Ollie
mm.
Watkins running onto it in the back
Yeah.
net. So I could see it working. I could see what Ollie Watkins working in tight spaces. He's got to refine his passing in tight spaces more, but that will come with training with players in
Mm,
the Arsenal mode. You get what I mean? And I heard he's a top professional. So and he's an Arsenal fan at that as well. So
yeah.
he probably make it his duty to make sure he shows everyone how bad he could be for Arsenal. So maybe Ollie Watkins 3-4 years ago, younger, but for this money, I just think it's too much of a big risk. I think if we spend that money, are we looking to spend big money on a big striker in the summer? Like, or is this
Mm.
going to be our striker moving forwards now? Like,
Just
yeah, is it going to be
don't
Havertz and
know,
him,
man.
and we sell and what's it? We sell Jesus. Like, how's that going to work now? So, like, are you saying that Havertz is going to be our main striker still, and Ollie Watkins is going to be our second striker benchman? Like what? Like,
Mm.
get me?
But
All
yeah,
that
no.
comes into
So
the play.
yeah, so obviously, with that being said, Duran has gone the other way. He's gone to Saudi. He's collected a bag for about, what was it? I think it was 77 million euros. And
Yeah.
why would Aston Villa now sell him to Arsenal? For what? Like, we don't
Mm.
have a strong negotiating hand, do we?
Mm, mm, mm.
They're
So
gonna
it's either
say
big money or
80
nothing.
mil.
Exact no, but if you're gonna go them times, you might as well just throw the sink at it and just go for Isaac fam and just say take a 120 quick. But even that
Why?
they won't go for that right now this season, this part of the season. It's they'll lose a lot of credibility and everything Newcastle. So I think something up north of 150 would have to be the talking point for Newcastle at this moment in time.
Yeah.
And then come the summer, that's when they will be demanding up north of 100 mil, even 120 if they really wanted to be going on deep about things, depending on what he ends with his
Mm,
numbers. If he tells off, then that might change. But I think even if he tells off, it won't be nothing below 90 to 100.
right. So, yeah, man. I guess
English
that's
tax, as they say it.
Yeah, man, English text, but I guess, yeah, man, that's enough about Ollie Watkins because I
Mm,
doubt he's coming. So,
mm.
yeah, man, I
Who
think,
next? Who's
huh?
next? I heard links of Mathys Tel.
Yeah, so the the article said that Matthias Tell has agreed something, a fee with Bayern Munich to sell to Tottenham, but is he going to Tottenham? Then they're saying Man United's his preferred destination. I
Mm,
don't know, man. I don't
mm,
know where this guy's gonna end up. They're saying Chelsea's looking at him. Aston Villa's contacted.
mm, mm,
Arsenal's looking.
mm. If
So,
if
but
if my my ideal scenario for Arsenal would be, because I know they can't get the striker that they want right now, and it's like they're in a position where it's like the strikers that they want, i.e. Sesko, and that they're not willing to come until the summer.
Mm.
they're caught in a position where it's like, do we buy someone that we don't really want and then end up having to stick with him and can't get our real target in the summer because we got to use the resources for another position now because we've already used the big bucks for this striker that we didn't want, or should we get an attacking player that could play multiple positions again, and then
Yeah.
at least he could carry the load on that right. Even though we've been blessed that we've had Wanyeri come through now, so that helps the load. But let's be real, Wanyeri or not, we need cover on them sides as well.
Yeah,
So get
man.
that. That's why, don't get me wrong, I haven't watched much of Mathys Tel, but I know he can do that. Which why I
Mm.
was like, oh, that could have been a decent purchase, if
Mm.
anything. That could have been a good purchase, because then that will still give us money for a striker. Because let's say Arteta has to pitch to the owners, his argument would be, well, Mathys Tel ain't really an out and out striker. I bought a winger or
Mm.
attacker, so we need to buy the striker now. You get what
Yeah.
I mean? So come the summer,
Mm.
they'll go out and buy that striker. But if you're buying a striker now, January, a bona fide striker, i.e., Ollie Watkins, it comes with problems later on down the line, I think.
Mm. What what would you think? How though? Elaborate on that. Elaborate on that.
By the fact that how he's he's obviously going to come into the team to be number one, and yeah, I'm a fan, so I'm not really bothered about if you lot have to scrap it out to be number one. As long as my team is winning,
Mm.
everything's all good. But he's coming to be number one. He's probably going to come on big money if he's getting bought for big money.
Mm.
Yeah, and then what is it come? And the reason why I said, so what happens come the summer? Do we go in for another strike, or is that our guy?
But yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's
Exactly,
gonna happen anyway. But yeah. Mm. I know what you mean. Yeah. I don't know. I get
exactly,
what you're
exactly.
saying, but right now that's down to Arteta. Arteta's gonna have to manage this situation.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Ultimately, Havertz Havertz doesn't miss out in a way until someone starts really. Well, he does actually, because you got quite a few players now, and if we get extra midfielders, our midfield is going to be stocked. Because so not, let's just say we buy Ollie Watkins, and come the summer we get Sesko. Sesko is
Mm.
a lot younger, so it could be we got two strikers of different ages, and at least we'll have Watkins and we'll have Sesko just warming into the Premier
Yeah.
League. You know, them ones there. Fair enough.
Mm.
But then what happens with Havertz? Yeah, Havertz could play the number 8, but then you got Odegaard and you got defensive midfielders. What's it called again? You got Odegaard and Rice, and that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, does Rice become our bona fide defensive midfielder when Partey and Jorginho maybe goes?
But I don't know. It
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
like they're trying something with Rice and Zubamendi. That's how it looks like it's gonna be. But I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. Was that PR? Is that actually gonna happen? Yeah, we're gonna see, man. So I think that Dorgu guy from Man United, his medical is has been pushed back to, like they said, Saturday, I think. But it looks like he's gonna be a Man United player. W-
yeah. Dogu, I'm
That's
not going to say
what.
much because I don't know much about him.
Yeah,
I Unfortunately I was sent his highlight will. Yeah, and it said, because he said his techers, it said best techniques highlight will. And yeah, yeah, let's just say that's that's one of the few highlight wheels I can see that didn't show much.
yeah,
It
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
show much. Yeah, yeah.
To
And
be
don't
fair,
get-
like
you
yeah,
can see when people do a poor play, but you know when you see how the person reacts after the poor play
mm,
is what I'm really watching, because I'm not going to stand there and say I haven't never been nutmegged before, and the person,
yeah,
but it's your reaction. Did the person get nutmegged and try to hound the person down? But it seems in
mm,
that highlight rule, when he got done, fam, and he was all over the
mm,
place.
Yeah,
After that, like he was bamboozled.
yeah, man. But that's what I'm saying. Either way, though, he must be better than Luke Shaw. That's what I'm saying.
I
He's
don't,
got to
maybe
be
not. Maybe not.
because
Luke Shaw's a good player
he
on his
doesn't
game,
play.
but on his game, so he may not be better than Luke Shaw. What you can say, he'll be younger and fitter, but better than Luke Shaw.
No, as a better, like a better fit. If you
Oh,
can get
more so, probably.
30 games out of someone, or maybe 5 games out of Luke Shaw, you're gonna choose the 30, aren't you?
Yeah, no, he'll probably be a good fit because that's the style.
Profile, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, he's very clear on that style. Which, don't get me wrong, I personally wouldn't want a manager like that,
Mm,
where
yeah.
he just he's very much on his that thing. And don't get me wrong, there's some people that want to perfect that, what like when you want to perfect that one craft and that. But
Yeah, one
I, I
craft
I
thing.
believe that football's gone in a direction where you gotta be adaptable. You gotta
Mm,
switch things up, especially when you don't have players or players are out injured. What do you do when you have your wing backs out injured? You're
mm,
just gonna start putting defenders out on wing backs
yeah.
and hope for the
It's,
best.
fair.
Or
It's gonna
we,
be
you,
very
you,
interesting to see,
exactly.
but
You're going to tell me that you're not going to revert to a 4-3-3 because that's just not what you do.
mm, yeah, it's gonna.
But,
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. We're
don't get me
gonna
wrong.
have to wait and see.
The Italian teams don't revert much to different formations. They're very much set in
Yeah,
their
Inter.
in their structure. So yeah, it would be. Maybe I'm getting at Omaru a bit more, but I think it's because he's probably one of the few managers in the Premier League that's sort of thing. And yeah, you got a lot of managers that are clear on what they want. He's very much in the mode of Ange Postecoglou,
Mm, no, no, I
where
know
they
what you
where
mean. Like,
they're stubborn
they
in their approach. Where even if they're losing, they're still gonna do that same thing over and over and over again until they get the win.
mm. But yeah, I'd say he's probably. I don't. Yeah, it's kind of weird to say because sometimes he plays Ahmad right wing back, and it seems to be working. He's doing different things.
Mm-mm,
Ange, I'd probably say Ange is a bit more like his one is just it's not working.
mm,
Amarin, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see really. If it's still like say Man United are like eighth next
mm.
season or like ninth again, then you know, then that's when I think the knives are gonna come out.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Epping, Man United don't have much time. That's the one thing that's different between Man United and Arsenal, which I never
Mm,
like to admit, is that how Man United get less time to fix up, and 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 I mean that in regards to the fans. The fans get onto them a lot more quicker. I think after a while, Arsenal got used to being mediocrity.
mm,
It was just like, yeah, it was just like, oh yeah, same old. But Man United, yeah, even when they have been poor for all these seasons, it's been a madness for them. Yeah, I mean, even the
mm.
ceiling's falling down. So, boy,
Yeah, yeah. Nah, it's just it's not looking. Yeah, it's never good.
mm,
That's flipping
mm,
stadium roof,
mm,
bruv. I don't
mm,
know. Is there talk that they fixed it? I don't know. Probably break again soon, man.
mm.
But
And
yeah,
they like they
so
spend a lot of money, so it's going to be interesting to see how they navigate through their um, the transfer market, because what it looks
mm,
like, they're having to sell before buying. They do have
mm,
money in the pot, but to add to the money in the pot, they need the sales. So
yeah,
are you
that's
willing
why
to sell? Are you willing to sell the Ganachos for
it's gone on
50, 60?
Rashford. Yeah,
Exactly. What you going to get for Rashford, and actually, can you even get Rashford out the door because of the money that he's on? So,
mm.
well, remember, he's got his contract is 2028, if I'm correct. Look at that. He's laughing. So
Mm.
he ain't going to no team, especially in Europe, that ain't giving him at least 80 to 90% of what he's currently getting now.
He's got the greatest PR team, though. He's definitely, because he's been linked with club after club after club
Oh
this
yeah, no, no, but
window.
he
Yeah,
would. You know, Rashford would be, because that's just what. Yeah, PR. His PR will do it, and just newspaper people will do it for him, because it's money. News sells, and Rashford is a big public figure, especially in Man United. So yeah, you're gonna. If I was a news reporter, I'll just link him to Juventus just on a whim.
I hear it because that's the thing. They said AC Milan,
Yeah, exactly.
Dortmund,
I think he will do
but
good in there. I think he will do good in an Italian team, wherever he would want to go, and whether they'll put up the money for him to be paid, because he would probably be, if not the
yeah,
highest paid player in any
yeah.
of these teams. You get
I
me?
think I think with AC Milan, they actually it was one either him or Kyle Walker, and they chose Kyle Walker.
Exactly.
That's what they said. Though.
Cheaper option.
Yeah,
Cheaper option.
probably.
You get me? You're too expensive, Rashford, and we don't know what we're gonna get. It ain't like you stopped. It ain't like you was playing good, and you just think that you haven't been performing. So it's like, are we going to get a happy Rashford, or was, because I wasn't Rashford's biggest fan even when he did score them 32 goals across all competitions that season. Rashford is fast, everything. He had a little shot on him, this and that. But maybe I'm wrong. Uh, I just thought that how I don't know. He was good, but I didn't think he would be able to be one of them ones that keep it up, and he's just well beater and that. I knew straight away from when Saka came on the scene, he was gonna by far example him, from attitude,
Mm,
application, everything was just way different. And sometimes, remember, we gotta also add that application and dedication to your art is just as much of an art and skill as it is kicking the ball.
yeah, nah, I hear you, bro. Because
Get what I mean?
attitude, it goes
Yeah,
a long way, bro.
yeah,
Like,
and learning the game. So Rashford was
mm,
good and he scored all them goals, but you knew that how he still hasn't got to that level where you know how to just do it. You know the ones there.
mm, yeah,
He,
he goes off form
yeah,
a lot. Like
exactly.
season 6 goals, other seasons, yeah.
Like when
I
he's
swear they
having a
said,
bad game, he's having a bad
mm,
game. But you see,
yeah.
like you got like players like Odegaard, he's having a bad game, but he's still the
He's
player
gonna
that
offer something
he,
defensively at the
he,
very
he's
least, man.
offering something like, and that's what I was thinking of Rashford, and I was just like, but obviously he's Man United's poster boy. He brings in a lot of revenue for Man United. The contract was a bit like, okay, you got a lot of faith in him,
Mm,
but he's a Man United boy. But it's obviously just gone
mm,
full circle. So um, a lot of people could easily say, "I told you so, Man United," but that'll be the easy thing to say.
mm.
That'd
Yeah,
be,
well,
I think
it's
it's more unfortunate than "I
yeah,
told you
nah,
so."
yeah, bro. It's day 30 of the transfer window. Still no team has fully come in for Rashford. Garnacho, I don't know if he's gonna go to Chelsea. So I
Would you
think
think?
that's
Would you uh? Would you consider Juventus guy?
what event is.
Juventus
Oh, Vlahovic.
yeah, Vlahovic.
Uh,
I heard he's up for sale. Whether they're looking to think that it might we might even just throw in a little last minute. You know, up in head of joke thing, we got 60-65 mil to thing on Watkins. We got money there, so it would be interesting to see who they slap it on quickly before the window
mm,
shuts, because they're gonna slap it on someone. It's just gonna be
yeah,
interesting to
yeah.
see who they slap it on.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The PR was working in overdrive. They said we had no money. I knew we had money,
Mm,
and now look, we don't even know if we're gonna get anyone. But
mm.
yeah, man, I think
Well,
the less spoke about Arsenal on the transfer market, the better.
the
I
better, yeah.
guess the last thing we look at all the weekends for games, man. I'll get a few of your predictions for these weekends games, man.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So we got the Harry Potter derby. We got Graham
Mm,
Potter is coming back to Chelsea. You know what they say about ex-players and ex-managers?
yeah.
Do you think Graham Potter is gonna do something? I think Chelsea's only won 1 in 7 as well. So where do you think
Um,
that game's gonna go, man?
who's Potter? Who's Potter? Potter Man
West
United.
Ham.
Well, you know, I've been
Kudus
West
and
Ham.
them, man.
Recently, I've seen they've had some stable results. Recently, I've saw some news on what's his name, their talisman Bowen,
Oh,
injured or got a bit of an injury.
yeah, yeah, he was injured.
So I think that being said, I think Chelsea will be too strong for them.
Yeah, nah. I think so too as well. I'd say 2-1. What do you think?
Mm, I'll even go as I think because Chelsea hasn't been on a they've been in a rocky patch. I think this is going to be that game where everything else gets a bit cut. Like they start picking up points a little bit here and there. And I
Mm,
think this is one of them games 3-1.
yeah, I can't
Mm,
really
mm,
disagree. Obviously, they ain't been on the best run of form, but
mm.
to a
And I think
team that's
I think they would want to go for. Don't get me wrong, you might have that Potter effect, but that's if Potter and the players of West Ham is willing to exert that energy on the pitch.
mm, mm, mm,
Yeah, yeah. Like,
yeah.
are them players gonna play for him like that? Like, yeah, Potter's out for revenge.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a London derby, in it? So anything is possible with West
Yeah,
Ham
yeah,
and
that's true. Yeah,
Chelsea.
yeah. Look at that. I forgot about that. Factor in that. Then yeah,
Yeah.
then West Ham's got a chance. But yeah, I believe that Chelsea's going to just be a bit. I believe West Ham's going to have their chances. I do truly
Mm,
believe they're going to have their chances. But I think ultimately, I think Chelsea's. I think West Ham's going to go for them, and I
mm,
think they're going to get their chances, but they're going to. They don't pull it to bed. They're going to miss chances, and I believe Chelsea's just going to either hit them on the break, sucker punch,
yeah.
or just get them where when you're not on top, but they just get they just get a
Yeah.
nice one. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then it's
Yeah.
just going to knock the steam out of West Ham, and then
I think,
Chelsea's going
yeah.
to play through them.
Yeah, because I remember the reverse fixture, but it was 3-0 Chelsea. I swear they just
Mm,
battered them.
mm,
They
mm,
just kept passing it through the
mm, mm.
middle. Obviously, new manager, so it'll probably be a bit different.
Yeah,
But
there's going to be a bounce. Why I say they're going to get the one because it's going to be tight.
mm,
They're probably going to get the one first,
mm,
and that and in the game, but it's like it's going to go 1-1, and that and it's not the ones where it's like now it's Rocky 2-1 now, and then it's like it knocks the steam out of them because they held that
mm,
1-1 for a while. They were on the attack. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. But we'll
Mm,
see again anyway. We'll see who's the next one.
yeah, man. We got Bournemouth and Liverpool. Bournemouth. I don't. Is it 9 wins? No, it can't be 9 wins in a row. Surely not. But all I know is they've been steamrolling teams. They beat Newcastle 4-1 at St James's Park.
They gave us
They gave
problems.
they gave Nottingham Forest 5-0. They
Mm.
beat City and Arsenal both at their ground. Bav, this is the informed team in the
Yes.
division right now. They beat,
So,
oh,
so,
that was
so
it, Forest
yeah,
5-1.
yeah. Semenyo, and uh, uh,
Clive.
Clive is doing the business right now. I have to commend them still because I I have thought about them players on the odd occasions earlier on in the season before they started doing their thing, and I was like, because someone mentioned, oh yeah, what would you buy Semenyo? And I was like, yeah, no, don't get me wrong, I don't think them guys are at the level of playing for like top tip, but they're showing that how if you keep that up, you might be able to. You get what I mean? But I think Bournemouth is playing as a team as much as they're playing to a high level. If you watch them individually, it's a good player, but it's not the caliber of an Arsenal
Yeah.
player. but Bournemouth as a whole team, they're all playing to a high level, and they've obviously got clear instructions, and they're obviously playing with freedom. And first and foremost, they all look like they enjoy playing with each other. You get me?
Mm,
And sometimes that's all what you need to get through to win your game. They win it in big score lines as well, because they have techie and fast players, Clivert, Semenyo, and that they're
yeah,
fast. And
yeah.
if you're playing with
Ouattara,
freedom, yeah, exactly.
he got the
So
hat trick the other
and
day. Yeah.
the striker,
Evan Nelson.
Evan Nelson, he's techie. He's got a little thing about him. So they
Mm,
got players. They got players like remember Brighton. Brighton has their moment where they think, and these smaller teams are gonna have their moments at times, because I guess when you're playing and you know that how there's no pressure on you,
yeah, yeah. You
you
feel a
enjoy
bit
it
more
more.
free.
You enjoy it more. You enjoy coming into football.
Yeah.
More. You're not that worried. So that's why you got teams like Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. They've been able to harness that energy of thinking, child, we're just gonna go do our thing, fam, and this we're not even gonna think of relegation or anything. We're just
Mm,
gonna just
yeah.
do our thing. But bare
Yeah,
teams
but
come in thinking, oh,
that
how are we gonna stay up? We
that
gotta get a
manager,
draw.
he's definitely due to get pinched, bro. That
Mm,
Areola for Bournemouth, if he carries on the way Bournemouth are going,
mm.
yeah, you know he's gonna go somewhere. I could probably see him going like a Tottenham because Ange is on his last legs,
Yeah,
literally.
that's a
So
good. Yeah, that's a good shout.
yes, so what's your score prediction for this one? Because yeah, I'm
What's
going
that one?
with I'll go first. I'm going with Bournemouth 2, Liverpool 1. There's gonna be a shock at the Vitality. Another bloody nose for Bournemouth. What are you saying, my brother?
Um, I'm gonna say 3-3.
3-3. I remember they had a 3-3 before. Even we had like a 4-3 against Bournemouth as well, bruv. But yeah, man. Okay. Have
I think them men are
hopefully,
just gonna just play ball and
yeah,
just don't care. You score, we score. You score, we score. If you're gonna win, you're just gonna have to outscore us, because
yeah,
we're not even defending no more. Our defenders are attacking.
yeah. Like, I could easily see it being like that. To be fair, hey, next one we got Brentford
Mm.
versus Tottenham. Hey,
Ooh, what gram?
speak
Brentford gram.
Brentford at home, bro. This Tottenham, they won today, but I think they've only picked up, I think it's 7 points out of a possible 33. Something disgraceful in the league.
Mm,
They look like a relegation team,
mm.
and the next 5 games could see them literally towards the bottom of the table, bruv. So what do you
Brentford.
think?
Oh,
Yeah,
uh, uh, oh, that's a hard one, because that could go either way. On a row. That could go either way, but I'm
mm,
because of how strong. I'm going to just go by what's happening currently. How strong Brentford's been at home. They've been
mm,
rocky recently. We beat them at home. They've lost a couple games at home in
yeah,
recent. If I'm correct, but I think they're still solid at home. And
mm,
Tottenham's not in a place right now where they could say they could beat anyone. So I'm gonna say 2-1 Brentford.
yeah, like. I'll go with 3-1, man. The Crump
Mm,
twins and Buemo and Wissa, they
mm,
probably get one each, and then
mm,
someone else, man. They're definitely gonna.
mm,
I
mm,
can't see how. How can I see Tottenham? They're so vulnerable right now.
mm,
It's crazy. Like
mm.
Van de Ven's back, but his hamstring might go again.
Yeah,
The pressure
yeah.
could be too much.
For all that running, innit?
Yeah, man. But yeah, 3-1.
But
So
I think was it what's his name again? The ex Liverpool player, commentator,
commentator, I'm
not
trying to
commentator.
Danny
Sorry,
Meth.
No,
What
what's it? Defender.
defender?
Carragher.
Defender.
Sorry.
Oh, Carragher. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. He made a good point. He made a good point with that about the defend. What was he talking about again? Sorry.
About Tottenham and Van der Ven
Yeah,
is
no, yeah. Sorry,
hamstring.
he made a good point about the defenders. That's why the defender and about and Postecoglou's way of he feels like there could be a thing that why a lot of people get injured is because of the type of football he plays.
Football. Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Fast.
he plays high intense football throughout he expects it throughout the whole game, but
Mm,
this is a intensity football match. You got to give your body time to breathe and everything. So
mm,
you as much as it looks good on the eye, and we as football fans like to watch it, we don't really want to be seeing our defender bombing forward all the time.
yeah.
So Van der Ven in
A lot
my
of
team,
twisting
I
and
will tell him to
turning.
stay back. I will tell him to use that running. Yeah, like don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he does it all the time. He breaks the lines, and when he's got that opening, he'll just boom forward
Yeah.
and do what he's doing. But I see him run a lot, fam. And then when I
Mm,
think about like man like Saliba and them man don't have to run. Them man clamp you there.
yeah. No, I know
You
what you
get me?
mean.
Chop.
He's using a lot of recovery pace, isn't it?
Yeah, there a lot of recovery runs because he's moving like a midfielder. He's up and down. He's up and down like when everyone goes up, defenders have to bum up as well and everything, and then bomb down when you're defending. You got to get onto them. It's like you can't expect that all game. You got to manage the game throughout the game. There's certain times of the game where everyone needs to take a breather and manage the game now, and not because you've run out of ideas, because everyone just needs to just get their rhythm back,
Yeah.
get their breath back.
Yeah, that
It's
you know what they remind me of? They remind me of remember Leeds under Bielsa towards the end, bro.
just
They
on the
just
madness, isn't it?
open, it's crazy football. It could be like 5-3, 6-2, bruv. It's
Mm,
just chaos. And that's
mm,
Tottenham, bruv. Yeah, they're
I
in a
remember that one. I
relegation
remember that
battle,
one.
definitely, man. They need to get out of it, bruv. Do you even think Big Andrew's gonna last? Because he's got the FA Cup and then the second round of the League Cup against Villa away, and then, of course, at Anfield. Do you think he's
I
the
don't know. That's a difficult one. They'll probably keep him in just so they don't have too much sort of like cloud around. But then on the flip side, if they keep losing and the fans start turning even more, it can potentially get volatile and get mad. So maybe for all parties that they do sack him. So
mm,
so so that could stop. Because remember, if everyone's bashing the board, yeah, it could still get volatile in the streets, but and it could still. But I mean, at least there's an element that they'll still support the players.
yeah. No, I hear you, but
Yeah, so if you got an interim manager, you're not going to be onto him too much because you get me. You realize everyone's just going to be bashing the owners, but with Ange
yeah,
in there also, if it think that'll just be a madness because remember just recently they reported that he had a confrontation with the fan at Leicester.
yeah. I've seen him have multiple. They're calling
E-
him the fat. See you
Exactly,
next
exactly.
Tuesday. They're going mad at him. So it is
Exactly. Yeah, I
very
think he
volatile
told
over
the
there.
brother that he will back up with him next time. Like you can't beat him next time. So it's getting like that. Like it's so. How many times are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I
How many
reckon.
how many times are you gonna lose and have to go chat to the like one fan is throwing a bruise at
Mm,
you and you're there and you're arguing the fan, telling the fan what's what. Like how long is that going to go on for? Because I can't see Tottenham just turning a corner and start winning more than losing right now. So it's like what you see is what you're going to get, even with the players fit. You might get a
mm,
little bit more wins, but with the football that he's playing, with the players that he's got, then players remember bar one or two players, he doesn't really okay, yeah, okay. he's got players that can get around, but they're not really they're not really athletic like that. They're not gonna. It's like he wants all of his players to be box to box, box to box, and that he's got
Mm.
fast players, but that don't mean you're athletic. You know the ones there. You,
Yeah.
so it's hard. It's hard. He doesn't. I'm not saying all teams have to do it, but I've noticed that there's a lot of managers nowadays, even with the smaller teams like Bournemouth with Areola
Yeah.
and Nottingham Forest, they play the game in phases depending on what part of the pitch you're in.
Mm.
So each
Mm.
part of
Mm.
the pitch has its own
It's on
phase and
different
play.
phase.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas Tottenham, it's just one phase.
Yeah. They
Oh,
just going mad. You know, like he's adapted. I've seen like maybe 1, 2 games that he's tried to change it, like not so much of a high line, but he's just too stubborn, and that's gonna be his undoing. Yeah, he's probably going out to Liverpool and Aston Villa. That's 2 trophies down because he did say in his second season, mate, I always win things. Poor Australian accent, but yeah, bruv, you can't go
look at that.
around saying
It
that.
is
Good
stranger
eye,
things.
mate.
Stranger things has happened. Um, the I know obviously Spurs is not Man United, but Man United won a cup in a very poor season. He might just end up squeezing it. Remember, Liverpool that's fighting on all fronts. They might put out a team where they think is strong enough to beat Tottenham, especially how they are now. But you got Kulusevski that could still produce a bit of magic. You still got
Mm,
as much as I don't think he's top tier, you got Madison that could produce a bit of magic on his day. Son, he's fading out a bit now, but again, produce a bit of magic on his day. So they, from when you have 3, 4 players that could produce, Poro could produce a bit of magic on his day. To, it's bad for me to say this as an Arsenal fan, but you can't write them off. They'll just the ones there. Man just squeeze
mm,
the win, and he and he
yeah.
and he just gets through. And
Like,
you know what? What you got to say to
stranger
yourself as
things have
well when you're
happened.
having a poor season.
Yeah.
Sometimes you rely on these. You as a player rely on these other cups to find solace, to find happiness. You know the
Mm,
ones that you because you're getting to the latter rounds. You can at least win a cup. So I know we're not going to get into no top 4, but imagine I could win a cup. You know the ones there,
yeah.
man. I could go home at the end of the season knowing, fam, I won the FA Cup.
Yeah. But I don't know. Some of them they said that they won't take 17th or 16th and a trophy, but I think they should be considering taking anything but a trophy. Obviously, as long as it's not relegation, but
Mm,
but 17th and a trophy, just take it.
take it.
And
It's
at
a
least no
trophy.
one can cuss them no more because it's '08. Bloody
It's a
hell.
trophy. It's a
Yeah.
trophy. Trophy, nevertheless, is a trophy, and you go again
Mm.
next season. You go again next season because yeah, 14th, but ultimately that's bittersweet because for an Arsenal fan. And when I say
Yeah.
bittersweet for an Arsenal fan is because how could I argue with a Tottenham fan about coming 14th and winning
No,
and winning a when I come
we don't
second and one
respect. Mm. Yeah, I don't respect them to even say anything. You know what I mean? It's
exactly
like,
the argument will be the most awkward argument ever. Oh yeah, you came 14th. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what if you won a cup? Yeah, yeah, you come second. Yeah, yeah, you did. Yeah, it's like I'm not arguing second. I'm telling Arsenal don't pay me nothing to argue second, fam.
mm,
Man ain't
no,
arguing second.
no, I hear you. So
I don't argue.
segueing away from Tottenham, we got Man United against Crystal Palace.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Um,
this is
don't
one
get
of
me wrong,
them
Crystal Palace.
games.
I've been in. They're steady. I think they're a good outfit when they want to be, but I
Mm,
think you know what. In recent times, Crystal Palace has enjoyed playing Man United. They
mm,
really make it difficult for Man United, and I one thing about Crystal Palace, they got a lot of experienced players
mm,
on it. They've got a couple young players now that's coming through. but they
Yeah.
got a lot of experienced
Yeah, they
players.
got a few experienced players, you'd say.
Mm,
You say someone like, what's
Remember,
his
they got
name?
Smith. I like Smith. Smith is a good player. He's
Not
a
Smith.
tidy midfielder.
Not Smith. No.
Yeah, Smith, their midfielder, the kind of short guy, blonde hair.
Oh, no, which one? Will Hughes?
Is it Hughes?
Adam Wharton. They got Adam
Oh no,
Wharton.
Adam Wharton is the young boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a young youth. They got the
yeah.
Kamada, Eze. They got, yeah,
So
there's
you
a
got
few.
Hughes and who?
They
Blonde hair
got
guy.
Wharton. There's got the Kore, Kamada. They got
Mm.
a few, just a few
Okay, I think it's Hughes.
o-
You
older
got
heads anyway, man.
Hughes is a tidy baller in midfield. You got my man up front. That's Jean Claude
Mateta,
Van.
yeah.
Yeah, Jean Claude Van Damme.
Oh, Saw, dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing his thing. He's strong. He's a beast up there, fam. He makes me laugh because he's really got no techers, but but he pulls something out the back. He's
Hey,
like
man, when
he's
you
like a
said you
poor
look,
Giroud. He's like a
yeah.
poor Giroud, fam.
Hey, man, who's that? Wait, who's that? Mateta.
Yeah, but
Yeah, Mateta. No, I thought you were talking about Saw, but yeah, no,
uh,
Mateta.
oh no, you know what happened? Yeah. Oh yeah, Sarr. You know what? Sarr on his day again. Like I liked him for Watford. I like
Yeah,
there was a point where I even thought, oh, Arsenal might have to look into him, send a few scouts to scout him a few times. Yeah, I wanted Arsenal to check him out because I was thinking, yeah, no, he's fast. Like he looks like he's strong. He looks like he's got a little technique going, but
yeah. He
he has
destroyed
a
Liverpool that time.
but yeah, he's very one dimensional, which Arsenal don't go for.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. He just like a run at
Mm.
people. But it's he's not Arsenal. Don't say he's another Martinelli, bruv. That's what will happen again, man. But well, nah, I'm not even gonna get into that, man. But yeah, man. So what do you think about the game then, man? What's your prediction? You think Man United will suffer to this Crystal Palace team? They're
What
now
is
three
it?
wins in a row, Man
Who's
United. So
who's Grant?
I think it's at Old Trafford, you know. I
I'll
think
say
it's at Old Trafford. Yeah, it is at Old Trafford. I remember they
yeah,
played at Selhurst earlier
yeah.
in the season.
I'm gonna give it to Man United. You know, I'm gonna say 3-1 Man United. I think they get a good win under
Mm.
their belt, and everyone thinks they're back.
Yeah, man. I'll go with 2-1, man. I think they'll just about get it done, man. You know, Man United, like, bruv, we've heard this story too many times anyway, man.
Mm,
So, last game of the weekend.
mm,
This is the big one, man.
mm,
The stay humble here. Stay
mm,
humble here. The stay humble derby.
mm.
Arsenal versus Manchester City. Erling Haaland is coming into the Lions or the Dragons den. I know the fans are going to give him that big reception for when he was chatting the most when we played them. Trying to get in Lewis Skelly's face. Nah,
I'm gonna do a 2-2 draw.
T2. You're thinking it's T2.
Mm.
I don't even know, man. I have to back us, but it's one of them games I can't see more than I can't see any more than 3 goals. 2-1 is the max. I just see it
I
being
would
so
if I had to back my team, I would say 2-1 Arsenal. But
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
But
it'll
you're
be a
there
tight
with
game.
2-2.
And
Mm.
my worry
Same with
is
mm.
Arsenal will be on top in some parts of the game and probably look like they're gonna be the likely winners. And they might even take the lead. I see Arsenal taking the lead and being like 2-1 up. Um but yeah, it's like because Man City on a slide, Man City's got it in for Arsenal, you know, more than Liverpool. Because Man City in their head think that Arsenal's trying to take their throne, even though Liverpool's there. You know, yeah, what I
Mm.
mean? Like they're onto Arsenal, fam.
It's
They,
a spicy game.
yeah, yeah. So it's like they remember, and Arsenal and Man City's got some bad blood anyway. We've had a few confrontations with them off and on the pitch, a lot more
Mm.
than what Liverpool's had in recent
Mm.
years.
Yeah,
And Man City and Liverpool's
Adebayo,
been exactly them. Man City,
Toure,
yeah, we got it.
Nasri,
Nasri,
Clichy.
yeah, we got history with them for a while. So that's why do you think everyone said the battle between Man City and Liverpool for all them years was boring? Because
Mm.
there was no tension. Everyone's just there playing their game. Whoever wins wins. You know what I mean?
Mm. Mm.
But
Mm.
with Arsenal now, there's tension. You got Haaland coming in saying, "Stay humble here, stay humble here."
Mm. Yeah, for unprovoked, you know. That's
Exactly.
I don't know why that even happened, but
Stay humble here.
yeah,
So
man.
it's on. So I think it will be one of them ones where Arsenal's there, but Man City just like nah, they're not gonna let Arsenal take it away from them. They throw everything at it, everything at it.
Mm.
Haaland flying everywhere. Even becoming a playmaker all of a sudden. You know, it
Mm.
was
Mm.
there just
Mm.
to just get that goal. But yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be a
bro.
good game. It'll be well. Hopefully, it'll be a good game. Hopefully, we have the the players that are fit enough that we've had in
Yeah,
recent times fit because we
yeah,
don't have no subs. So everyone
yeah.
has to be available. We don't have no subs. There's no such thing as a sub for us. Like, our best subs are defenders right now.
If Sterling can score against his old side, I think all will be forgiven. If he could do something, I don't think he can, but if he could do something against his
Well, he
old
wants.
club,
It'll be
all be
interesting to see who
forgiven.
starts. It'll be interesting to see who starts because Wanyeri might get a start. And if he gets a
Mm,
start, it'll be Martinelli starting on the left.
yeah.
So Sterling would have to come on as an impact sub. So hopefully he can do something like that, where he comes on 60 minutes and he
Mm,
just does a madness. You know what
yeah.
I mean? We need we
That's
need
up.
all we need all the people we get because then you got to say to yourself, if Havertz starts up front for sure, Sterling might not even actually no. Then he could come on for one year if one year he's just not getting to grips of the game because it would be Trossard to come on for
Yeah.
Martinelli more so if he was to come on. It would be
Mm,
criminal
mm,
not to put on someone like a Trossard to
yeah.
help out in the game.
Yeah. I
That's all
think
we got.
Ethan definitely he has to start this game, man. We have to
So who
give
do you,
players the
so
chance
who starts? Who
to
starts?
perform on
Trossard or
merit.
Martinelli?
Um, I think Trossard.
Mm.
I
Is
think
that
I
you?
start Trossard because
Mm.
the game will potentially get stretched later on.
Mm.
And if you can have like Martinelli's pace in behind, just because I feel like Trossard is he's more clinical.
Oh
So
yeah, I mean,
if we can get the
this-
lead and play on the counter,
mm,
Martinelli's gonna be the perfect player to bring
mm,
on in that
mm,
situation. Just
mm.
play
and and and
balls in
and,
behind.
and Trossard will give us an element of control earlier on in the game without it
Yes.
being too gung ho
Yeah.
and everything. He'll keep it tidy. He knows when to play it back, whereas Martinelli is very much on the front foot. If you're going to give him the ball, he very much wants it because he wants to attack.
Yeah.
Whereas Trossard, he's more probing.
Mm,
He's
yeah.
more of a prober. So
And he
yeah,
loves a
so
drop of the shoulder.
the dirty job of the shoulder because that gives him 2 yards, fam. Like
Yeah.
literally,
He
that that
needs
that
that.
that drop of the shoulder gives him two. Imagine it. Trossard could get more yards off his marker more than Martinelli.
Crazy.
But Martinelli's a way faster player.
I know. It's football IQ though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and that's amazing in itself because even that someone like Saka, because he's so intelligent, he's even mastered that sort of technique where he
Yeah.
knows that how even though I know I'm fast, I know I could just do the little drop of the shoulder and put my body position in that way. So when I do that, that gave me 2 yards quick. Because
Look at
I guarantee you not Martinelli running with the ball and Saka running the ball. Saka will look like he gets away his mark a lot fast. Like what all of a sudden he looked like he was running way faster because it's just the drop of the shot. Martinelli looks at you and says, "Oh, let's race."
yeah, like you know when I clocked that I was watching him one day, yeah, and you know he's 1-on-1 with the defender. All he has to do is just knock the ball forward
Mm,
and just get your body in
mm.
between the player and the
The
ball.
play and the ball, yeah. But he
He's
don't.
gonna
He
it's either
races
a
them.
red card
Mm.
or you're through on goal.
No, he
But
races them. He wants to race them. He wants to be side by side. He wants to know that I beat you, and that's the thing. Saka gets his body in between ball and man. So
mm,
you gotta take my ankles out.
exactly, fam. And yeah, man, that's kind of the problem. But last season, this game did end 1-0. Martinelli got the
Mm,
goal, that
mm,
deflection.
mm, mm,
So
mm.
right now, I'm sure we take
Yeah, I
anything.
hope so. Man City play a high line. He's kind of suited to these games because Man City ain't gonna sit back. They play on they're very much a counter pressing a pressing team. So
Mm,
they'll press in your final third because
mm,
they've lost a few players and Doku and more of the faster players might not be available. They might only start pressing maybe a few yards above the halfway line before they really start pressing you. But ultimately, you're not going to see most of them revert all the way to their box
half, yeah.
unless we're just on the attack like that where they have no choice but to be
Mm,
there. But ultimately, they're gonna want to get their players upfield, meaning that someone like a Martinelli is suited to this game.
mm,
It really all depends on what kind
mm,
of game plan Arsenal want.
yeah.
Do we want to be that team where we use our fast
Ah,
players to get them on the counter attack, or do we want to outplay them?
yeah. Because like, I'm just thinking about it now. Because obviously, I want Ranieri to play on that right hand side, yeah. But then I
Mm,
clocked who he's up against. Josko Vardio. That's going to be a lot of running up and
mm,
down for
exactly.
the young man. So I
Mm,
don't know if he's actually going to, if Arteta's going to be brave. He'll be brave to play him.
yeah,
He'll be brave.
and let's be real. As good as Ranieri is, he's the senior players behind him, which was Timber.
Mm,
Very much kind of as much as they don't mind getting the help from him, they very much kind of like leave him to do his thing up top.
yeah,
So they
yeah.
take on a lot of more of the burden in their right back role.
Mm, mm,
Whereas
mm.
when you got more of a senior player like Saka playing, you know you could rely on him to drop back because that he's
Yeah,
one of the senior players. That's what he's meant to do. You know the one that's his job. He
yeah.
has no excuse. You get
So
me?
that's the thing.
So
Tactically, it's gonna be very interesting
it's
this
going to be
game,
interesting.
man.
Yeah. Can he do that? He seems like he's ready to give a good 60, 70 minutes of going back and forth. You're young, he's got energy, this and that. He mentioned that how no, sorry, Lewis Skelly actually mentioned that how when it comes to senior football, it's just about you getting used to doing
Mm,
90 minutes. But once you've played 1 or 2 games,
yeah,
your body gets used to the 90 minutes. And
yeah,
bro, these men are on 17, 18, bro. You should be
yeah.
having
See,
energy for days.
that's that's another one. So you just brought it up. So the FA, they rescinded the charges.
Mm.
Lewis Skelly's free to play. We still haven't had no apology. And today, Arsenal have now been charged by the FA for failing to control their players.
So they had to get one back somehow. They so that's their way of getting back. But you know what happened? We'll pay up. Exactly. We'll pay up. We'll do our thing. They're obviously a bit salty about it,
Yeah,
and throwing their things out the pram, throwing their dummies out the pram and everything. It's fun. It's actually quite comical that they're doing it because everyone could see it, and they're doing it. So it's just like, oh, whatever, innit? Like, take your money, innit?
Yeah,
Take your 50
yeah.
grand or
The
whatever it is.
only two that don't seem to see it is Neville and Carragher. They ain't going crazy. They're saying Arsenal fans are entitled the way they behave,
Oh
always
yeah, yeah,
crying
yeah, yeah.
about referees.
But you know what? That's why we love it, because I didn't want them to say anything else. Like, I didn't want them to say anything else. I didn't want them to agree with us. I don't.
Yeah,
That's what people got to get right. I don't want them to agree with that. You get me? Because no. We will do that ourselves. We'll do that within our people. We don't need you to agree
yeah,
with
that
us
facts.
about we feel aggrieved and everything. Whatever.
Yeah, man. Always some villains of the peace, man. But yeah, man, my brother. Anything else you wanted to touch on, man?
No, I was just gonna say last thing from me before I move up. Who's starting? Since on the Skelly point, who would you
Oh
start?
yeah, we didn't even.
Calafiori.
So there's two ways to look at this, bro. Calafiori's probably more attacking. He's got the recent goal against Man City from the last game,
Mm.
but he got cooked that game by Sevilla a little bit. So I'm starting Skelly and Wanyeri, man. We're going brave, man. I'm
Yeah, you
starting
want, yeah, yeah.
both the kids, man. Yeah, both of them.
Mm. And just make them do their thing in it. Yeah, me young
Yeah,
youths.
man. Like, if we're gonna lose, I'd rather we lose trying, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, and
or
you know,
we
man will
draw
try.
try.
Mm.
Yeah, like,
Mm.
I don't want question marks that, oh, he's played Party, Rice, and Jorginho, or like Merino, Party,
Mm.
and Rice. Like, nah,
Mm.
let's not be cowards and do that
Mm.
again, man.
Mm.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, but
yeah.
as long as you don't
But
overthink it and
we'll
just
see.
plays the right team, we should be good.
Mm.
Should
Well,
be
I'm gonna
good.
eat my food, man. So yeah, man, we'll definitely
Yeah,
catch up
man.
at the time. Yeah,
There,
and
man. There we
we'll,
go, man.
we'll review the scores.
Yeah,
See
yeah, yeah. We'll be.
whose FPL is whose SPL who got their FPL right.
Yeah, but literally, man. But yeah, man. My brother.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
All right
Guys,
then.
don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Bless people.
And blessings. Yeah. Cool. Cool.